Hello, and welcome to another edition of Meeting with the Manager. I'm City Manager Erik Tungate. On this month's show, I will be interviewing Assistant City Manager, Director of Public Works, and our City Engineer, Kevin Yee. Mr. Yee and I will be discussing the operations of the city functions he directly oversees, as well as detailing several city projects that we have initiated in recent months. And as always, I will host a dialogue with our very own Public Safety Director, Steve Cooper. Director Cooper and I will be discussing our new K-9 unit, as well as some other initiatives in our Public Safety Department. Our guest today will be outlining main city initiatives that are moving Oak Park from a city in the background to a place that others look to. This is truly an exciting time for our community, and I want to personally thank you for your support. At this time, I want to welcome Assistant City Manager Kevin Yee to the show. Welcome.
Thank you.
Well, I want to start off with some project questions, obviously. And, many people ask me, the City Hall we're currently sitting in, they ask me, how were we able to build this building $1 million under budget?
Well, there were several parts to that. First, I'd like to say that Frank Rewald was a great construction manager. They really kept on point. They really looked out for our interests and the bottom line. We also, in-house, did what's known as the FFE, Furniture, Fixtures, and Equipment. So in-house, we put together our list of the things that we needed. We bid out those things, and we were very detailed and yet very conservative when it came to purchasing what we needed for the building. So it was that combination of our staff internally doing that and our external partners that really made the project come in.
And I have to add, and the combination of you being our project lead and doing a great job here too.
Well, thank you.
And that is, those skills are unique, I think, in a lot of ways to Oak Park, and you did a great job there. Pivoting a little bit, describe for me some of the major projects that we currently have going on in the city.
Okay, we have a lot. We've had a very busy summer, and going in from even last fall, the projects have continued and we've had a lot of stuff going on. So I'll start with Granzon. We reconstructed a section of Granzon, nearly a mile from Coolidge westerly in the city. It was a road that desperately needed to be fixed, so we did a complete reconstruct. Came out excellent, and the final product it couldn't be happier with.
Beautiful.
We've had water mains on 3 streets this summer, so those projects, we thank our residents for their patience on that. That's much needed underground infrastructure that people don't necessarily see, but it's something that I think we're very diligent about maintaining. Our water tower has been repainted, so looks great, and we've kind of went away from the baby blue kind of that was up there and added some character, added City of Oak Park up there with some leaves, and really turned out to be a great project for us. The bridge enhancements that we're looking at doing now, those projects have been in MDOT's hands now for several weeks. We're waiting for their final review. We hope to still get that project done by the end of the year. So that's going to greatly improve the whole 696 corridor and put the Oak Park label on a major thoroughfare through the metro area. And
so this is just for clarification, this is the overpass at Coolidge over 696.
Correct. Yes, it's the bridge. So we're going to enhance what we have now is just some unpleasing fencing, and we're going to add some nice aesthetics there. So I think the community will be very pleased with how that turns out.
It'll be a signature project that people identify us with.
Yes, regionally, I think. Yes, absolutely. The LED streetlight project, that's about completed, wrapped up here. So we've converted all of the streetlights in the city to LED, and the project, as you know, has about a 4-year payback, and from there on out, we'll save a lot of money every year, over $100,000 every year. So that's another excellent project. Something that has been wrapped up for a little bit, but the signal timing is still going on, is our traffic signal replacement project. So we did that actually last year. We replaced 8 signals, traffic signals, with mast arm signals. Great enhancement feature for our traffic signals. And right now we're currently working through the timing of the region that connects to 9 Mile Road and to Coolidge, both east and west, and north and south, to make the traffic flow more efficiently through those corridors. We're working right now in the design phase of our 9 Mile Road road diet / TAP grant. So we received 70% funding to redo 9 Mile Road corridor. We're going to add bike lanes, some additional on-street parking. We're going to have some nice enhancements like a station where you can repair bikes, a bike repair station, and some other amenities along that corridor.
And maybe even like a fence that separates and beautifies the corridor as well.
We're looking at fencing too that separates the homes from the commercial area. So a lot of things in that area that are going to transform that area. We're really looking forward to that. We have some sewer repairs going on that we kind of throughout the city, and we have sunflower project. So again, we're happy to be able to reintroduce the sunflowers. We had over 50 beds that we planted this year. The weather didn't quite cooperate with us as far as the drought conditions that we had this summer, but we continued to water those sunflowers, and we did get good growth and a good showing from that. So we're very proud of that. We have our ongoing maintenance that people don't normally see, but it's very important to maintain the city. Sewer cleaning and televising. This year we happened to get what's known as the SAW grant with it, which is on top of that we did a manhole assessment and an asset management plan that was 90% funded. So we're able to do some of the things we normally do and get that funded along with some new projects to really get a even better handle on our infrastructure. We do annually a concrete repair project that's going to be ongoing, fire hydrant painting, tree block pruning, things that a lot of people might not necessarily be able to pinpoint, but it really makes the area aesthetically pleasing, and we're very proud of those projects.
And they're very impactful, and we even have gone out and taken a look at 8 Mile Road and the boulevard section of that too.
Right, so we were able to replace some positions that were had been vacant for quite a long time, and since we've done that, we've done a lot of like I said, what might be relatively minor improvements, but make a big difference in the community. And we did clean up Oak Park, the 8 Mile Road Boulevard. Really, we don't maintain that, so to speak. It really is an MDOT road, but that is a key area coming into the city of Oak Park. And then we also have done some work in playgrounds. Repainted the train in the Harding tot lot, did a bunch of repairs up there, added some mulch. So some areas, some small outlying parks we're trying to really clean up and concentrate on making the amenities of the city of Oak Park a good experience for our residents.
Yeah, and we take such great care of public infrastructure here, but what do you see going forward as some of the top priorities?
The top priorities to me are maintaining and beautifying some of our areas. So we have boulevard sections and we have right-of-ways and things like that we want to make sure our areas look good, they perform well, and that way people will want to come, business will want to come. We'll be able to draw people to Oak Park.
It's a quality of life thing.
It is a quality of life thing. And we'll be able to point out the great housing and the great people that we have here. And I think the small details are really what's going to stick out.
Those are the big things,
and
right?
Those are the big things.
And so, we've had quite a turnaround story underway here in the last 4 or 5 years or so. What do you attribute that to?
Well, I want to make sure we give credit where credit's due. Under your leadership, we have really been able to concentrate on some of these areas like the right-of-ways, like the boulevards, some things that in the past we were just kind of hanging on and just doing the minimum maintenance on. And I think you brought a different sense of pride and a different eye to some of those things. And you stress wallpaper and things like that to make sure you're looking beyond what you normally see and seeing what the new resident or a new person coming into the city might see. And I think it's been refreshing for all of us, all of our staff, and we've really taken to that. And I think right down to the public service workers, they all take pride in what they're doing, and everyone is trying to visualize and improve things that we normally would pass by and may ignore.
Right, and I thank you, by the way. And I think there's definitely a new sense of spirit among the ranks in almost every department. And one of the things people don't realize about you is that you serve in so many roles, but the most important role of that is that you are also the assistant city manager. So we work together on a day in and day out basis in projects that might not be in public works or in the city engineer's realm or whatever it may be. Now, what makes you the most proud about this government organization?
I think what makes me most proud is I've been here a long time. I've been here 19 years, and as I look back, the transformation and the changes, the enhancement projects, a lot of that was done through grant funding. Since I've been here, I've probably applied for and received over $12 million in grant funding. So you look at, in order to do these projects and to launch them, you need help. And the grant funding that we're able to achieve for enhancements at 9 and Coolidge, for road projects, for TAP grants, for SAW grants, for all of these things, it really makes you proud to see the changes that you have brought about and that you've worked with our great staff on bringing forward and being able to accomplish. Everyone always talks about, oh, we need to get grants to do all these different things. It's really not easy, and grant administration isn't easy either,
right.
But our staff has really stepped up, and they do such a great job of administering these things and having that desire to push the city forward. So I guess for me, I'm most proud as I look back and I think of all the changes that have been made and the condition of the city when I first got here. We didn't have sewer cleaning and televising. We didn't have a routine, what we call miscellaneous concrete, where we repair sections of concrete from removing trees or water main breaks, and things were kind of let go for quite a while. And so I'm most proud that we were able to be on top of things. And we don't let things go. We take residents' concerns seriously. We really look to try to make improvements wherever we can.
Yeah, and I have to say, as I've been here 5 years now, and I go throughout the community, and as I've said just recently, that the community's never looked better, and it's due in large part to your efforts, and so thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for being here, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is truly an exciting time for our community, and I want to personally thank you for your support. Director Cooper and I will be discussing our new K-9 unit, as well as some other initiatives in our Public Safety Department. So as always, I want to welcome Director Cooper to the show. Welcome, Director.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I wanted to talk about community policing on this episode because this is something that I hear about all the time. I know you do as well. And I always feel like Oak Park's Public Safety Department is doing so many more things than people realize we're doing. So I want to ask you some questions related to that.
Sure.
First, what is the traffic enforcement detail and why does it benefit our neighborhoods?
The traffic enforcement detail is very important. It's extremely popular. And what it actually does is it's a selective enforcement detail where we pick specific locations randomly to target violators, speeding motorists, people who disobey stop signs, crosswalks, whatever it may be. And one of the reasons that this program is very important is there's never a day that I can come into the office where I'm not getting a phone call from a resident or someone who has concerns about traffic and speeding, especially during the summer months when the children are out of school. They're going to and from the neighborhoods and through different parks, and they want to make sure that traffic is abiding by the posted speed limits. And one of the things that with your permission, obviously, that we did is we created the Special Traffic Enforcement Unit. And we randomly go out and target those specific areas. And it's zero tolerance, and it's very strict enforcement. And it appears to be working extremely well.
Absolutely. And so, we're now in another school year, believe it or not. And why is it important that our officers maintain a presence in the schools, do you think?
Well, one thing, like I said, we want to welcome our students back to school. We want them to be very comfortable when they're traveling about the various campuses throughout Oak Park. We want them to feel safe. Part of that is the traffic enforcement detail as well. But like I said, also we like the positive engagement with our youth. So we will be very visible again throughout the school year, not just at the beginning, but throughout the course of the school year in its entirety.
Absolutely. One of the things that I admire most about you is that you're very prominent in the school district, and not just, and we have three, so you're very involved in all three of them, but especially in the Oak Park Public School District. And you've got certain programs and your presence is felt, but what types of school programs do we have running at this time?
One of the very popular ones, and we spoke about it, I spoke about it not too long ago, was the Oak Park, the actual high school has an evidence tech, it's kind of like a CSI type class where several students learn about different crime scene gathering techniques, evidence collection, how to find clues. And those classes come over several times throughout the year, and we have several evidence technicians that work with them, the main one being Detective Cook, who show them various tips in how to locate evidence and how to gather it and how to protect and preserve it. And it's very interesting. We have, for some of our smaller children in the elementary and the middle schools, we have various back-to-school programs, safety tips as far as traffic, what to do, what not to do, cyberbullying. We have different fire prevention programs. So there's a litany of programs that are going on in the schools, and a lot of those are kind of coordinated through Officer Devin Benson, our community resource officer.
Yeah, and Officer Benson does an amazing job. Just his personality alone is amenable to these students. And the idea that more interaction is better because, as I always say, they see you as a human being, and they are too. And once they can relate, the understanding of things becomes better. And you mentioned Detective Cook, who, by the way, is our Employee of the Year.
Yes.
And for a lot of reasons. And one of the other main reasons is also that when he has brought some of his ideas to you, you very graciously allowed him to move forward in several of these, and some of these have made tremendous impacts in the community, the least of which is the ice cream truck detail. So I wanted you to talk a little bit about that and the impact that that has in terms of interacting with our residents and students and so forth.
Right. The ice cream truck project is, oh man, the positive relations that we've received from that has just been enormous. The demand for the ice cream truck comes in on a continuous basis. And basically what we were trying to accomplish with that program was to engage our youth and the rest of our residents in the community in a positive manner, as opposed to pulling up on someone with a traffic stop or issuing a violation or catching someone doing something wrong. It was just a pleasant opportunity to have dialogue and to share a free ice cream with the residents and with our youth. And we have been throughout the neighborhood several times this summer, passing out ice cream and engaging in just various topics and different dialogue, and it's been just outstanding. We've been at various community events, block picnics, some of the summer reading programs. We showed up at the nursery schools here throughout our city, and that project probably could go full-fledged throughout the winter months if we were so inclined to try and
Well,
and
it's
do
ice
that.
cream, right?
Yeah, exactly. But like I said, couldn't be more happy or proud of that project, and it's a lot of fun. I've had the opportunity to participate and actually drive around in the truck as well, and it just really reinforces why we do what we do.
Yeah, and just the visual of you in this police ice cream van driving around handing out ice cream, I think, is a very good one, because it also, the department itself is relatable, but especially you. So I very much appreciate that you do that and take the time to do that.
Well, thank you. It's my pleasure. It's fun, like you said, and then I sneak in an ice cream every now and then just so that the residents don't feel bad.
You have to.
Absolutely.
Well, I want to thank you for joining me again. Very much appreciated.
Thank you, sir. Look forward to coming back soon.
Thank you. I want to thank today's guests and thank you for joining me on another edition of Meeting with the Manager.